So, hello everybody. Welcome to today's SpecFlow stream. A little bit different setup here, but should work everything. Good. Yeah. Topic of today is we will continue with our work on Playwright. There's some cool features in Playwright that you can have multiple browsers instances open. It's called where this why browser context. It's under core concepts. So this should be allow us to launch multiple instances of it and make some parallel execution locally without the need of something like Selenium Grid. Cool. And yeah, before we start, all our code is the streaming project is on our GitHub project. GitHub.com/SpecFlow as a streaming project. There you can find it. A lot of different branches I have accumulated here, and all of the stream recordings go up on our YouTube channel, where all our other recordings and videos will be published. So we have webinar recordings, we have the streams, we have general videos about how to do stuff. So please subscribe on YouTube and follow us on no thanks, go away, and follow us on Twitch for all the cool stuff. Cool. Good. Yeah, let's get started. So give me a moment, I want to check something. Good, sound is still working. Good. We have our community submission page. It's still the same as before. Worked a lot of it. Yeah. I'm on a new computer, so new stuff happens. So loading here, website is working. That's cool. So what we're doing here is, so we are using now Playwright for all of the automation stuff, and let's see if these tests are still running. So good. No, start running. Ay. And unexpected error detected. What is the problem here? This can't be invalid operation. What? Okay, that's what the heck. Okay, let's open the folder here. Let's close Visual Studio. Let's open a command line here. .NET clean. .NET restore. .NET build. and .NET test. So build again. So it's working. So I just switched branch and looks like there was some leftover files that made problems. As usual, clean and rebuild, and everything is working again. So what you see is we have this. Okay, everything is green. So cool. Now can we go back to Visual Studio? The browsers we used one scenario after each other was executed, and yeah, it doesn't take that much time. What along we see the 25 seconds. Let's see if we can make this a little bit quicker. So from Playwright. So as far as I understood this, we have this so this is JavaScript API, but we have this browser, and then we have browser context, and every browser context is one instance of the browser there, and we should be able to. We're doing this here in our scenario, before scenario and after scenario. We create this all, and then we shut it down again. So we have here Playwright, then we have Playwright Chromium launch async, and then we say here this is our browser. And as far as I know, so we can hear it Playwright Chromium launch. Can launch there multiple stuff, and is there also in browse? So we have something browser. New context async. That's cool. This returns us a browser context. What is a browser context? So we have the options, new browser context options. Let's see what this is, what we get here. Wait. Chromium browser context, Chromium browser context. Background pages, service workers, pages, clear cookies, new page async. This is from the page. So that has, let's see if let's start one step after another as we are exploring this. So let's add this context stuff here. So we make here now, we have the context, and this Chromium browser context has a new page async. Nice. And let's also register in the context this Chromium browser context. So we have all the levels, Playwright and the browser, Chromium, the context, and page. And let's also try to clean this up. That's an I. This is a Chromium browser context. Is there a browser context? And context dispose. Cool. So let's build this. Why is this stuff double here? Let's make a rebuild on the specs project. Good, why is this double here? We have some leftover featured CS files. Let's have a look. So featured CS files are the code behind files we generate. And details. Not really. Okay, strange. Let's use this one. Let's see if it's still working. Then we can adjust. So it's still per scenario, but the next thing would be this cannot be resolved and shut down. So then I Chromium browser context. And if this works, the next step would be to move this whole cool is working this browser launching this here now in a before test run. So this is working. So git changes. So add browser context. Good. So the next one is before test run. Public void before test run. And on which SpecFlow version are we? 3.6. Okay. What we need now to do is we need to upgrade SpecFlow because we made something now possible with 3.7 that you can get wrong button, update button. That you can get the container in the before test run hook. And how did we do the hooks? Using hook constructor and permit injection. Before scenario, before feature, and before test run, and we can get what we want, but we also can get the object container. And from there we can then instantiate, register the browser. So we move this in before test run. And okay, let's async task, and we get here. We can here get the object. So without only moving these lines, we can't now access this here. But we can do it here. Can hear the object container. So and this will be the test thread container. And what we can do is we could, in this test thread container, we register now. So we take these two lines from here and switch this with the test thread container. Cool, and now we can get it here, and we also can get here simply, so browser is iChromium browser, then this iChromium browser, and resolve it that way, and we get it here. And we also have to split up the after scenario. Let's make the after test run, public async task after test run, where we move this and we need here then the object container, or get a test thread container, and we change this here. So let's run it again. Okay, we are yellow. That's why are yellow? Good. We found a bug in the SpecFlow Plus run in the reporting, generated reporting. Okay, let's then disable report. If I remember correctly, let's have a quick look. So you can with the in the profile with report disabled true. Yes, report disabled true. Rebuild. Okay. At least one thread up. Okay, what's this in the log? Must be static. Okay, interesting that we don't have this error here. This has to be good. Bug for the team. This is tester. This is really early. We agree. Cool. Cool. So this is still working. So then let's activate parallelization. What we do this is we go here and we have here an execution test thread count. Let's start not 2 threads at the same time. So, but we will have a problem probably. No, we generate the port per random. That's okay. That's cool. So every scenario has its own web server. And what we are doing with the database, we are having a database context. And what are we using our database? Startup ensure created, okay. Use in-memory database, and we can't do that anymore, or we can use it. but we need a different name for every scenario. Because if not, we will run in trouble. How do we do this? Using memory database name. Can't use static. And we register it in a set. Okay, this is generated multiple times. So we have one database context, and then we have the application, which is also a database context. Let's run that. We see the two browsers open, and then let's see how we can fix this. That was only one thread. That's only one thread. Why it's only one thread? That was only one thread. So let's have a look. So how you can find this out? Here in the log, it's already everywhere thread 0. So, but we did change it in a here. In a shared app domain. So let's try it again. Okay, and then it stops. That's what the heck? Cannot Chromium browser. Why not? Why not? In which one? Okay, no. This one can't be resolved. Why can't this one be resolved? Let's debug. Interface cannot be resolved. Hi, Chromium browser. Few details. Stack trace. What are we missing? So hi, Chromium browser. Ah, that cannot be resolved from here. Okay. That's the one. Okay, then let's move this. Move this here. Browser equals scenario container resolve I Chrome browser. Now we get a browser. Now we have the context. Okay. Interface can't be resolved. Why again? Did I put this also? What? Chrome browser. What? Where do we have this? Playwright. But this should not be needed. We could say, what is iChrome? Could say it's an iBrowser. Then we resolve here iBrowser. This is iBrowser context. And let's remove all breakpoints. iBrowser context. iBrowser. So the first works and the second. Why does it? Where does it? So iBrowser, we resolve it here. Be resolved iBrowser. Where do we have it else? So this is the first time. Works. Second time. Works. Works. What I'm overlooking? What? 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 Ah. What I'm overlooking. Let's run this again. Still everything on thread 0. Failed. From where? And if we are on one thread, there is an, okay. So one thread. Okay. One thread works. Why not two? Let's change this to 2. Why? So, fire events. So let's remove this breakpoint and let's say run. Let's debug on all of them. So, cannot resolve. So let's get few details. It's nice. Exception settings. Yeah. Let's. Why don't we have? So we don't need diagnostics. So let's change debugging. Disable just my code. We load the symbols. What? We are shipping them. That's an old school dialogue. SpecFlow 7 lib. That's standard. Yeah, download source and continue debugging. So finally stack trace. On after last step. On after last step. On after last. We are here in this. Here, this throws the test error. But this is the wrong call stack. What the heck? So we have the scenario context, which has a scenario container, which has some registrations with an iBrowser. Why is there an iBrowser in the scenario context? What? What? So, how does this work? So, SpecFlow has multiple containers. We start with this bottom to top with the scenario container. Then the next one is the feature container. And the next one is the test thread container. And we have one top left. This is the base container is 0, so and there is all our internal stuff in the test thread, and here in the test thread should be the database context, scenario info, the browser, the I. What the? Okay, which? Where very confused. So which container do we get here? Yeah, okay, cancel. That's because of external data. Not my code, not external data. What? Why do we don't hit this breakpoint? So, from solving a problem with Playwright, it's more solving a SpecFlow problem. Stream, but yeah, we are learning stuff. Oh, again not. That's strange. Okay, then let's add a debugger dot launch. That helps most of the time. But we can solve this also differently. Let's see which container we get here. Funny. Public static async. This isn't launched. Ah. Do we have no. What? Before test run. Static void. Let's make also here static void, perhaps static void. What? Why it's not the before executing the before test run hook? Ah, because of this. This is the easiest before test run hook. So I have to disable. Will enable only my what? I'll adjust my code. Rebuild, debug. Ooh! Finally, it executed this one. Yeah, can't work. So is it? Rebuild. Okay, now it's working. We have the test thread container. Yes. Good. And async task. Rebuild. Debug again. What? What? Really? That was only because of what? What? Why it's getting what? That's the same code as before. Now gets executed. What? So, scenario container. Non-public member registrations. We don't have any stuff here. And when we go to the base container, yes, the feature container, nothing there. And let's give on level up. That's the tests. That we have the iBrowser and Playwright, what it didn't have before. What? It's there. I saw it. Is it not there? Container. Now it's there. What? Okay. Good. Something is wrong here. Let's make a branch. Issue with before test run containers. Yeah, I want to create a new one. Didn't refresh. Issue before test run container registrations. And changes. Good. We can do it in another way. Let's go back. So first thing is we update the stuff. And there's a new Playwright. Cool. Update everything. Because theoretically, let's see if we can also launch multiple browsers and not contexts. So rebuild everything. Playwright download stuff at build. Interesting. So run them. Okay, looks better. Still one thread, but again, it's working again. Good. Update packages. So let's see. Perhaps it is enough because we're always starting a new browser to simply increase the number of threads we are using. Let's see what's happened, because that would be then easy. We have two. And two stuff is running. Let's see if... Yeah. And we have one failed because of the database stuff. But cool. So this works from the get-go without any problems. Yeah, we simply have to increase the thread count. We don't have to make browser context because that's why it's still... we added already browser context and then we updated it. Yeah. But this wouldn't be needed, but That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So how to fix the database? The database. This is a problem because we need to adjust this string here, and doesn't has a constructor. The problem is because we have it once here and we create also the same here at startup. How do we get this here? What's in this options builder? This is a DB context. DB context. Configuration. Okay. A German Bing. Help. Duck go. Let's have a quick look at the AF, because we're always creating and single worker unit dependency injection. Simple injection with new, okay. Blazor. This is in configuring services. That we could also add DB context factory. Add DB context factory. And this would be the database context with options dot use in-memory database, and this is the file name, but this doesn't help us. Hmm. That's the factory, but that's the scope. Startup, this is the stuff. This is this configuration stuff. That's here, but this is something we can't. Web server hook. No, this is web server driver. We make a build, create host builder. So let's see. We have a scenario. Get the scenario context here. And let's add here the scenario context scenario info title and title. So this is the scenario title equals nar. That's we don't want to add here. So web builder, view setting, get setting, add or replace a setting in the configuration. Super, perfect. DB name, scenario title, no, that was wrong. Yeah. So, and that means, so here in configuration we can get configuration get section. So what do we don't need? Host builder. We need this one. Programs, yes, we don't. Server. Hook, we don't. It's here. API specs and okay, 2 times. Okay. Let's build this. Quite hard to get the justice, get this stupid name. So there's an argument, right? Driver start. That's in the API stuff. So scenario context, scenario context, scenario info title. So what the heck? Rebuild. Why it's so host builder startup. So create host builder. Use setting. So this still works. So configuration. We have different configurations. Environment variables. We don't have anything here. And we have only so yes, there we want. So we get something from the options builder. No. Configure, get type, log, the whole use stuff, okay. So let's result view, okay, a lot of services. How do I get this stupid in the configuration? Thank you. Which configuration? Web host builder context. Does this mean we can use startup? ASP.NET Core Startup class. Perhaps in the config, perhaps we get it here. App, properties. No. App. Get map server views. A lot of views. Nothing here. Do we have something in the environment? No. App. Application services. get service configuration. Oh. Get value, db name. Get value extract specific type of string, db name. Input for submission is available. Yes, there we. Hey, then we get it also there above, because it's the same. So configuration get. Why didn't I see this? Database name, and then we can put the database name here. Create constructor. Introduce read-only field, and if this is, so this is database name, or if it's null, we make community submission, and we should mark this as null. Oh, we have that. Finally. Oh. This was a pain. So finally, so what we can do now is we make a driver quickly here. DB name provider, and this has a constructor. We need the scenario context. And public string get db name, and this is return scenario context, scenario info, title replace space with nothing. And then we can use this in the web server driver as a replacement for this. This is the BD name provider. Can remove this. We can remove this. This is the DB name provider. Get DB name. And we can also use this on the configuration here. Here we need the DB name provider, and we can use this because this doesn't work now. Register instance I database context, and this is a new database context with the DB provider. So if this works, I give you a short summary what happened now. Good. Yeah, let's run. So what happened now? So we were able with this use settings and then get value what wasn't there, and I didn't saw it, to get some configuration from out of the system into the web server container. Okay, it doesn't look like. And we are using the scenario title for that, and probably also not the best idea, but okay. Not yet, but we can adjust it. And now what we did is, so we get it to the database context. We have it as in the constructor here now. And if you have one, we take this one. If It's null. We take the community, we still name community submissions, and to have the name generation in one place, we have this db name generator. So what is that? I think our web server didn't start, so let's have a look. Yeah. So where is the rest of the output? Okay, let's debug it once. So we get the scenario title, yes. Startup. And we are in the create host builder. Here in the specs. We get the configuration. We get the name. Options. Store named nice. Add controllers. Probably. Here we have the same problem. So probably if we start this now locally, we don't get any. Yeah, and also we are here. Good. Startup. Services add scoped. Type service. A func that returns an implementation. Yes, that's we need. So add scope. Service provider. Return new database context. And can we say this as a database context? Nice. And then we can get, we have the configuration. So we switch this to that. Let's make a method out of this. Get database name. He can inline it here. And then also here. So run. Ooh, that was it. So let's run D7. And we have multiple instances running in parallel. Nice. Now all 11. And all of them are green. Nice, 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 nice. Cool. Finally something working. Good. Commit this. Have individual database names per scenario. What would be better? Don't name the title. What we could do is, because this is better, because scenario title with scenario outlines is a problem. But what we simply can do is we take a GUID. So GUID, new GUID, field, database GUID, and we return the database GUID to string, and I think it's n. So every database has its own individual ID. And because we have it only in one place, the logic to generate this database name, it works that way. So the big question is, how much faster are we? So we can check this. So use GUIDs for database names. Cool. So let's take 4. Let's take 4 threads. Let's see what works. But it should work. It should work with 11 threads. No problem. So now 4 browsers are opening. Nice. And the next 4. Then only 2. Nice. But why is there? Okay, let's take a stopwatch. So stopwatch. I press on the button. Oh, it's still running. Test run finished. Okay, didn't update. So I press here on the stopwatch the same time. 3, 2, 1, go. Ten seconds. (1933) 1907. Okay, that's there. And it really combined 1 minute. So 19.7. Let's write this down. 4 threads. 19.7. Let's reduce it to 2 again. Let's see if there's a difference. So again, 3, 2, 1, go. We have a build. You have to do the 4 threads again. 2 threads, 23, 2. 2. I don't know if there's... let's do the 1. Rebuild. So, ready? So this is just one thread. 1, 3, 2, 1, go. And it's doing also one build. Stupid Test Explorer. Let's do this. Why do I do this in the command line? So we are now at one thread. 20 seconds. 25. And 31.7 with build. But let's do this. Let's see if we have also we have thread. That's stupid. Let's make it. So let's do this on the command line, and there we can say it doesn't need to build once. So it's .NET test, and it's no build. Yeah, it's directly starting the one. Perhaps it has a runtime now included. That would be nice. Then I can skip the stopwatch. Yeah, that's one thread. So we are there. We have duration of 22 seconds. So one thread, 22. So let's change this to two threads. Rebuild it here in Visual Studio. And now run it again on the command line. "24 seconds. Let's do this again. There are two browsers. "24 seconds. What? Okay. What about 4 threads? So, yeah, 4 browsers. Now I'm curious, how long does it take? Okay, there was some delay. Definitely. What? 1 minute? Is this the date? Is this the overall stuff that's calculated together? Ah! Okay, one last time. 3, 2, 1. Measuring performance is hard. So, okay. This number is the calculated altogether. It says 52 seconds and we took 19. It only took 19. Good. So, 4 threads, 19. Yes, 19. So, always measure yourself. So, new one. With 2 threads. 3, 2, 1, go. Two browsers, okay. Configuration, the run is valid. "19 seconds." But there is something strange with the run. So 52 seconds overall, now 24 seconds together. That's strange. When we go to one thread, so we have 2 times 19. But yeah, it always depends on your scenarios. 3, 2, 1, go. If parallel execution is faster or not. And there are potential stuff to make it better. So we're stopping and starting Playwright for every scenario completely. What shouldn't be needed if you didn't run into the other bugs from before. And so 30 seconds. So it's one thread is, this was also 19, 30. So there is a little bit gain to get more threads, but yeah, makes no. How long does it take for 11 threads? Stupid, but let's check. Yeah, there are potentials to make it better. Like, don't start the browser completely, only start it once and work with this context from Playwright. Sadly, they did work. Can we bring it somehow otherwise to work? We could use some statics. So, yeah, it takes a long time to open the browsers. Yeah, 22 seconds with 11. So, not there. Could we do something hacky? We had the problem. We could use a static field. It's not the best stuff, but we could use it. So put Playwright in a field. And this is static. We don't register it. We register it. Yeah, we don't need it. No, we don't need it. But we need Playwright. But this is also, this needs to be gone in a before test run. Public static void before test run. And yeah, not that worked. Static async task, that's worked. So then the browser, we can also move the browser as a field. Yes, static field, nice. So then we have here this one. We don't need to register the tools. And after test run, public static async task after test run. Playwright and the browser. So, but this is the field. And this is also the field. So, good. So let's run once. Good, that worked. So let's run more. Ooh, that looked faster. Nice. So .NET build with no build with 4 threads and go. Ten seconds. Yeah, that is faster. That is faster. Cool. Cool. And if it would have worked before to get this into the container and everywhere, we would have a similar solution. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, that's I think that's easier Selenium. So we are down to 9 seconds for the 11 scenarios. From I think Selenium was 50. So that's quite an improvement. Cool. Yeah. Then let's reuse. No, this is on stage. So reuse Playwright and browser instance. And set threads to 4. Fun, 11. Last thing we do, and then we wrap up. Three, 2, 1, go. "11 seconds. Yeah, not that fast. And you see, there is a lot of overhead for these short scenarios to what VS Test startup, and so it does take some time until you get something running. Yeah, but it's working. Cool. Good. Let's push this up. Let's have a quick look at the changes we did today. So what we did, we did some updating of the packages. Yeah, the one thing what we quickly noticed when we simply started increasing the test stress is that our database is a problem, as most of the times with parallel execution stuff, that you now need the multiple databases, and we were able to fix this with some that we can from the outset get via configuration the database name injected, an optional database name. It's generated in our test code, so that's cool. But it's easy because we're using in-memory database, so don't have that much problems here. And what we now get to work, and sadly not before, is that we can reuse Playwright at the browser and work with the context using now static fields and not the object containers, what is sad, but it's working. And we saw that it's reduced from this was half, so we were 20 seconds with 2 threads without reusing. Now it's at 9-10 seconds down. So yeah, simply only increasing threads count doesn't help. You also need to see what you can optimize on your automation code. But Playwright makes this really simple, and it's nice. Good. Source is published already. It's up here in our streaming projects repository. Can have a look at it. Recording will go up in the next days on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and that you get notifications for new videos. And I hope I see you next week with the next stream. If you have topic wishes, please let me know. And yeah, have a nice rest of your day and see you next week. Bye.